Schalke, or Schalke 04, or FC Schalke, or even Westphalia Schalke, I think that's how you say it, is a team who are rooted to the bottom of the Bundesliga, and after actually being considered for the Super League due to some reports, I just can't believe that myself. Yes, they are really struggling in Germany and will be relegated to the second division. And despite this, they've been phenomenal in the past couple of years. They've been in knockout rounds against Manchester City, even beating them on some occasions in the Champions League. They've won the Europa League, beating Inter not long ago. Definitely not under, I think it's like maybe 30 or 40 years ago. But still, that isn't bad. And for this team, who's had the likes of Inform, Huntelaar, Leroy Sané, and a lot more good players to go down with the reputation they have as well, it is just beyond me. And the furthest thing forward is they have only won 2 games in a season so far. So for me, this series was a no-brainer. We're going to try and take Schalke up back to where they belong. Probably not going to win the league. We've got a £21 million budget, but somewhere there or thereabouts, I think. Maybe push for the Europa League, just definitely avoid relegation. Of course, everything is in place as we go to the Bundesliga for the first time in this rebuild series and try and rebuild Schalke. Of course, I've gone for the European trophy with the most money, which has Brighton, Fiorentina and Cagliari in it, as we're going to try and build these up, of course. Not like the Barca series, no Champions League, we're in no continental football, I don't think. Just trying to do better in the league. If we win 2 games, it's an improvement, as the team is very young as well. You can see there's a lot of young players in there. Not many first teamers, you know, because the team's lost quite a bit of quality. We've got Kolasinac in there from Arsenal. I think Mustafi should be in the reserves somewhere, as we do actually have a lot of good players in the reserves. We should rebuild this thoroughly, as in fact we do have quite a couple of decent players in these reserves, and I don't know why they want in the first team, as I think I'll go for this. I will keep it in the formation it is in, because we do have some decent centre backs, and of course we do need to keep goals out if we're going to improve on this season. So we've got this lineup. They are all goal players in Ultimate Team apart from the right wing back, so I think that's where we try and strengthen first. But of course right wing backs don't really make the most difference, so I think I might buy one but spend most money on a striker, because he's knocking on a bit. Definitely something I need to work on, as we don't really have much pulling power as well, because all the decent players will want to go to the decent teams, so we've got to try and nick them before they go to the other teams, as I've got the welcome to the squad, and I think a transfer offer in straight away, so thank you Sead Kolasinac, as I've gotten from West Brom should I say, for Uth, and it's over his evaluation. He's 28 though, actually younger than I thought. And I might keep him around just for that reason. We're not in any hurry for money. However, I do say making signings is a priority, but we don't have any more offers in or out before this first game against Fiorentina. So let's see how our makeshift team does. I'd call it makeshift because it's of course not ready, as we do get beaten by the Serie A side. So there is proof right there that we do need to improve, as that isn't good. And the next one up is Brighton. Yes, no offers coming in just yet, because we're taking us time trying to get signings in. As can we improve on this? No change to the team. And see, we get a win. At least it's one more win than they actually have in the Bundesliga this season. Pascentia with the early goal. And yes, nothing happening before Cagliari, so maybe this pre-season tournament's over already before it even begun if we lose this game, which we do. And they missed a penalty as well through Simeone's son, as Asamoah scores the winner. No choice to make signings now. And it's 1 million added, which isn't really a good incentive to go into this season with, as I am going to try and list some players up as well. Want all the money we can get, and I think selling some players would do that. However, whilst I'm doing this, I never knew this guy was actually out. Sebastian Rudy is only on loan. I thought he'd gone permanently, and for that sum of money, I think I might bring him back. Of course, I'm not going to be doing the same with Kabak, who's out on loan at Liverpool, because he's at a really, really good club, which Hoffenheim is, but the Bundesliga hasn't started yet, so Sebastian Rudy, come back in that midfield. He saves us a bit of money. Very happy to see that one, as we want to make this a good season for Huntelaar as well, who's 36-year-old and he's returned to Schalke, as we need to try and spend this money desperately now. No more just talking about it. And I do have a plan for a first signing, finally, and it's a guy that we've had, well, played already in this career, and you might be thinking, how the hell? Just played him in the pre-season tournament, of course, with Brighton, as here we go. We want Pascal Gross for 6.5 million. He wants a high wage, I think, if we do sign him, but of course, coming back to the Bundesliga, I think he will sit perfectly with the likes of Ruddy in midfield and Mascarell and Harit, so I am going to try and bring him in. He's not the highest rated, of course, but I do think he adds a bit of quality, and I do want to sign him for as little as money as possible because we do need to save a little bit. So 6.5, Potter accepts. Be a good little signing this one, I think, and little because he's under 6 foot. No offense to anyone under 6 foot. I am as well, as we're going to try and bring him in with a contract. Here is Max Rebuild as what's he going to want. I'm going to offer him a rotation, but I think he'll want it important as he does. Got a game face as well, which we'll never see because we don't play a game in this save. 3-year contract. Fine by me. What is going to be his next demand? No release clause. That is fine by me as well, as please. Just tell me what you want money-wise, as he doesn't. We'll have to pay it ourselves, so I'll go for 50k. I think that's acceptable, maybe even more so, as it's a reasonable offer. Pascal Gross joins Schalke. And an actual offer in here from Ajax for Stamboul. He is a tiring midfielder, of course in his age as well, 29, and I don't think he's going to play much, so Benjamin, I will let you go. And I do want to sign another forward player. You might be looking here, I've got 4 strikers and a left winger, and of course I do play strikers, but no. As you probably expected whilst I was saying that, I'm not going to go for one of those. I'm going to go for the left winger Leonardo Trossard, and I'm thinking about a little switch up to try and get higher rated players in my team and go 4 at the back with a decent 1 striker formation, because then again you can get more midfielders in afterwards, which of course we have a lot of. So I'm going to go for another Brighton player, Robin the Seagulls. Graham Potter hopefully will sell as he wants Rudy in the exchange. Right, I'm going to have to take that out. I do not want to get rid of him. I'll just have to offer a bit more. Maybe 13 million. Saves us 5 million for maybe another player who wants 13.8. I'll go with it. And he actually wants a big pay cut, does him? I think I went overboard with Pascal Gross then, as he wants a big bonus with 20 goals a season, and I'll definitely accept that if he can get them, as Leonardo Trossard is the second signing in. I'm not even going to lie, the money troubles doesn't really help us in this saves. I don't think they've got money troubles in real life. I apologise, I haven't done as much backroom research as I probably would have wanted to, as I just wanted to jump into this save. As Stamboli goes out, that's a bit more through the door, as this was in fact the team I was thinking about, and I think it looks a lot better. Put Rudy in the CDM role, drop him back a little bit, and I think that is perfect. Trossard, Harit and Paciencia up front, that's a trio not to mess around with. And another offer in here for Thau from Milan. So he is a good youth player, is Malik Flau. I know that Schalke have a lot of good youth prospects, but I am going to let him go because we've got 1 season. And I'm not going to let them just sit here and grow, am I? I want my money. As we get another one as well. Copenhagen for Mendiel. Good player is going. And finally, coming back round to Uth, who has dropped out of the team, you know. We got a higher offer from West Brom, but I'm not going to play around with it. I won't. I have a player in mind to get who costs around 10 million. It will take us past that point, so Mark Uth can join the Toon Army for now. As we're going to carry on a youth squad report, we've got all those players, probably good ones, but I can't really look as Farman's release clause has been met by Besiktas. Luckily, he is our only bench goalkeeper, he isn't even a starter, so he doesn't see his future here. Take time with the decision, but of course that's just for your wages, because I don't really want you here as well. And even an offer in straight away for Opitska. They're all coming for our youth players right now, so we'll accept that one. We might actually get a lot of money as, revealed a player there, as Uth does go as well, and these two, he's saying about we need more players to strengthen the team. I don't know if you're the one to complain. You're right, Sayed, because I feel like we've strengthened up. Barman's gone as Nastasic now, offering Albin Edkiel, who's a decent playmaker, you know. He is older, but I am going to reject this one as well, because I don't feel like we need a midfielder. That did look like a decent play, though. If I wouldn't have got Rudy back, or of course Pascal Gross in the team, I think I might have accepted that. I was Ralph Farman's transferred, but just constantly speaking to me, which I just don't care about, as I think we're going close to the start of the season where I do need to bring another player in. And another offer in for one of our players. It's honestly just every single team coming in for our players, as Benito Raman has got an offer from Sheffield United, who I will accept. And despite selling all his players, we are getting closer to the first game here against Leverkusen. It isn't an easy game, so have we got another bid in? No, we've got Raman, who has left the club though, and we've got a loan offer for Hope, which I'm not going to do, because of course I don't care about loan offers. Huesca are the team interested. As what is Kolasinac saying right here? He is worried about the ambitions. I don't know what you mean, mate. We've got 20 million to spend. I don't know if I'm going to do it before January, but I definitely want to get off to a good start in this game. So we're going to play the first, simulate the 10 if we don't make any signings after this, and see how we're doing right there. As I'm just looking at the team, I'm going to go for a third look right here, and I think it's strong enough. Kolasinac on a minus rating, and Williams is below the 75 mark, which I don't like, but I am looking at a right back as can it be an early win. It's a difficult fixture really, so I don't really know if it will be, as no, beaten 3-0, more than I actually would have liked. Zaha Demibray with a brace. Oh dear. Puts us right at the bottom of the league, as his manager rating's gone up though. That is stupid, as we're still waiting for a scout report. And I think when it comes in, I am not going to simulate the first 10 games. I'm going to try and sign the player. And this is the guy I want. I know he's not actually revealed to have his true rating yet, but I know he's 4.4 million, which is more than the one we've got right now in William. So I am going to go for Kiko Femenia. Kiko, as Ben Foster would shout, as he is at Watford still. Is he Spanish? I think he's Spanish. So we're going to go in for him. I'm going to offer 5 million, even though it is above his evaluation, because I do want to make sure I get him in, and that's accepted. Just onto the contract now, which we need to get right. Rotational. He wants important. Okay, he will be the first choice right back. I'm pretty sure of it. I think his rating is decent enough with an important role. 3 years is a good deal. There we have it, even though we're going to do one. Disregard the release clause. Is he going to come up with a wage? He isn't, so I don't know what he's on. I'll offer 30k, maybe a little too low, as just speak to me. He says it's reasonable. Welcome, Kiko. I think he does go as Kiko more than he does of Femenia, as we'll get him straight in the team. William onto the bench, I think. Alongside Nastasic as the bench. The striking options look a bit weak, but I'm happy with that. And yeah, 75 rated, which is better than I expected. I thought it was going to be like 73 with his evaluation, but no. As we have a really decent team now, I don't think we should get relegated. However, who am I to say? I failed 2 of these challenges before, as we're going to sim straight up the first 10 games done and dusted. And we do have enough money to keep our manager rating up, and of course save some for January, as we'll try and possibly make signings right there and hopefully just steer away from relegation. I would be happy with that in this save. And here we are. And I've got to say, I've been watching the simulation go by, and it's been pretty decent. We won there, you can see, against Leipzig the month before. Yes, lost to Bayern and I think that's Mainz, but we did beat Hoffenheim, Union Berlin twice as well in the Cup and League, with a draw to Augsburg, a draw to Berlin, and a win to Stuttgart. So it's only 2 defeats, plus the 2 right there to Wolfsburg and Leverkusen on the opening day, and a win against Bielefeld, as we should be, yes, 8th in the league. We are close. We are close to the Europa League spots, and that, in my opinion, is amazing. A couple of points off, as Leipzig are only 2 points in front, and we've won on more than double that they've actually won in real life by almost the end of the season. They won 2 in real life. We've won 5. Spot on, as yes, of course, it's 11 games in. We simulated the first one, as we've got loads of messages as well, and his manager rating's gone down a little bit, but I'm sure the fans will be happy. In fact, some transfer offers in, as Becker, we might as well sell him for signings in January, as we are a long way off that, I don't think, because it's wage demands that he's been angry with it. Maybe that's what's took his rating down a little bit. So I accept all the bids for him. Get rid of all these messages I did simulate straight up to this day, and I won't look at the team's rating. I'll just leave it, of course, till next month, and then get on with that. Not next month, sorry, next time we skip, which will be halfway through the season. I am not doing well as well today, you might be able to tell. I am feeling a little bit nauseous, but we'll get on with it, we'll graft, and we'll get to January. And here we are, in fact, in a break from football, as I won't say the league form's got any better. I think it's got worse, but we have gone up in the league. 2 wins, I think 2 defeats and a couple of draws. A handful sprinkled right there, as we have dropped off points from the top 6th and 5th positions above us, as we are 5 points now lacking, but still a very good time. Of course, we are not bottom, as Werder Bremen are in fact bottom. I've got to take that into account, as we can sign players now. We're in January, as we have 18 million plus a hefty wage budget to spend with. And let's get going. Also should mention the ratings in the team, as here they are. We've got Trossard right there, Pajetta and Harit. I think have gone up a couple. Gross, maybe. I can't spot any. Kolasinac has. Femenia hasn't. Rono has in the goal. And Williams actually on the bench has gone up to his. Huntelaar's going down. Bentaleb's gone back up to 75, as he was a real decent baller in his days at Tottenham. I think he was on loan at West Brom, and of course No, it might have been Newcastle and, of course, Schalke beforehand. So I don't like how much he's dropped off. But we do have a little winter break here in Germany. Time to sign. However, when I'm trying to sign players that don't make it easy for us, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach paying the release clause of Amin Harit, which is 20 million. So yes, a huge sum of money coming into the club for a player I didn't really want to lose. It has gone through, so I think we're going to look for someone expensive to replace him. And I do know which player I want to bring into the club. Of course, it's going to be a striker. And I'm going all out. I want to get into this Europa League, you know, so I've got 3 on the list. He's going. Milik's on loan. It's Edison Cavani of Manchester United, 33 years old. We're doing 1 season of this career, don't forget. So I want to go in and get the big man. To go up front, it will be glorious. As 24 million. Is that going to be accepted? He is aging, but no. He wants 40 million. He wants 40 million for Edison Cavani. 40 million? You can take 30 and run if you want, mate, Ollie, because I'm not offering any more than that. 30 million, he wants 40. How does he expect me to pay 40 plus a decent wage for this, guys? We'll go 32 and leave that little bit of bonus on the end, as no. He wants to be greedy. Greedy Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we'll offer the same again, plus a full-on release clause, which I don't even think... Even if we did do an extra career, I'd sell him afterwards as well because of his age. As no, 37, still not good enough for a wage, so I'm going to have to walk away. And instead, I'm going to have to go for my backup option, which I don't even know the evaluation of. Mariano from Real Madrid. I think he should be around the same rate as Paciencia, so he could move him onto the wing. And yes, he's not as good as Cavani, I don't think, because he's offered 10 million. Is it above? It must be above, because he accepted it straight away. He is having a release clause and all that, so I don't get how this transfer's gone through, really. It's a bit of a weird one. 30k on the wage, should have offered every other player, which he's going to walk away from. Oh my days. I hate contracts in this game. And now to the third choice, which isn't bad as well, of course, in our league. And if you're watching the Panthers, you'll definitely know who this guy is. It's Bibu, as we're going to try and offer a bit of money for him, of course. A decent player, this one, in our league. 15 million, maybe above, maybe below. I don't know, it's been accepted. Just throwing random amounts of cash at players now because I honestly don't know who I can afford and not. Because these are my, least choices. I had a choice if I had no money. I had Cavani if I had a lot. Cavani rejected us. So Bebu's the next on the list, as I think I'm going to have to offer a higher wage, I think. So we'll offer 50k, which I think is definitely reasonable. Can we get Elias Bebu? We can. A striker in. And what's his rating? Huntelaar's up front now, 69 rated bad, as Bebu is 67. Or 76, should I say. Not the greatest. Pacheta, of course, can put on the wing, but Bebu, yeah, he's a better winger than striker, actually, so has worked out. And I have made another signing to go with that. Just off screen, Wataru Endo comes from Stuttgart near the relegation zone. A CDM 78 rated, so should be good enough. The new number 7, and he was bought for 17.8 million. And finally, I think I've got the business done. This video's gone on for 2 hours. Yes, it might be a shorter one than usual, but the amount of scouting I have done in this video is just irregular. I should not have had to do it, as I'm going to put him straight in the team. And if this team doesn't get in the Europa League now or do a decent push, I will be very, very frustrated with the amount of time I've took to pick this team out and get it to this. We should push on. And here we go. You'll next see me when it's revealed. And how has it gone, you may ask? We can take a look at the screen. We've got 2 draws there and a defeat to Freiburg, which unsettles me that we conceded 6 goals right there. The month before, we got a win, a draw, and 2 defeats to Bielefeld as well, who we thrashed at the start. Before that, we got a win, a draw, and a loss, so a mixed bag there. But before that, it was terrible. Went out of the cup, lost to teams I expect to lose to, and Stuttgart, with a win against, of course, who was it? Union Berlin. Then lost to Dortmund and Werder Bremen in January. So after this, all this time trying to find signings, we finished 9th, which is a big drop off. But then again, 11 games won and 9 drawn, which is completely different to real life. We've avoided coming bottom, as it's Werder Bremen, Augsburg and Union Berlin playing the playoff game, as we finished 9th below Mainz, Gladbach, Werder Bremen, Frankfurt, Leipzig, Wolfsburg, Dortmund, and of course, the usual, Bayern winning it. I think it has been a bit of a decent rebuild, but for timing, I don't think I've done really well. I think I should have took more time, but then again, I took ages. because the signings weren't on, but I spent ages trying to find them. As we finished 9th, nothing we can do about it now. And I won't call this rebuild a failure, I'd call it a mid-table one. So yes, keep suggesting other rebuilds we're going to do, because we're honestly done for that one. No achievement, but no fight for anything. We didn't fight for Europe in the end, we just fell short, but then again we avoided relegation easy, so middle ground this one. So if you want me to do any more career mode rebuilds, comment them down below. If you don't, comment something else down below to join my other series, which should be coming out just after next week's video, I think, because the Grimsby one's got about a week, maybe a week and a half left on it. I know, crazy, right? As unfortunately, guys, this is it for the end of this one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on as well, so you don't miss another rebuild or career mode video of a series that I do, as I will see you all in the next one. Take care, in a bit. That has been the end of this episode right here, and I will see you later. Peace.